All right. Part two. I didn't realize my time was almost up. All right. Anyways, so Jim Norton offered me 7.5, and then we ended up going to 10.5 because I showed them what a competitor was giving me. And this car was originally listed for $26,000 with all the options that it had on it. So from there, went ahead and just kept on haggling. I went to the Toyota Fowler dealership and online, and they was offering another $200 rebate or $250. I showed them. What you have to do with cars is you have to understand that, especially if you have two Toyota dealerships in your area, you have to use them against each other. You have to play with the numbers. Don't just go up there and accept whatever they have, because you got to understand, you're talking to a salesman and he's making commission off of that car. The more money he gets off of you, the more money he puts in his pocket. So I had to play the game of competing dealerships against each other and letting them know that don't be afraid to walk away and be like, you know what, these numbers aren't right, I'm gonna leave, because they're gonna do whatever they can to get that sale. If it's them getting less money in their pocket, or if it's them coming down on the car, best believe they're going to come down. So essentially, I got the car for $25,000, but I had $5,000 of negative equity in my Corolla. So they washed that with a $500 rebate. They came up from 7.5 to 10.5, and then they threw in a couple other rebates, Toyota loyalty, blah blah blah. And so I was paying about about $330 for the Corolla, and this one I'm paying about $432. That might be high for somebody, for other people, or other people are like, oh, you got ripped, but for me, I'm comfortable with paying that. So I have no problem with this car. And that payment. The only thing I don't like is that $1,300 tag. I did not opt to get that put into the sale of the car. I just gonna go ahead and grind a couple weeks at work, and I can get that knocked out. So that's the financial part of it. And I think that Toyota really did a good job with this car. People have been complaining on the internet about the Intune, where this car has an app where the vehicle can use apps, but you have to use the app on your phone to use the data, because I guess it doesn't have like that Android or Apple. I haven't had any issues. The first time I tried to hook it up, I had to install the app, and it immediately updated. Everything's worked. I really don't need an app, because all I care about is my music. If I need to use GPS, I have Google Maps. I have a Samsung Galaxy S7, which is what I'm shooting this video on. So I'm not really complaining about anything. I'm happy. I like the car. I might try to put my tag on, but I'm thinking I'm actually going to take this yellow tag and put it on my Lexus and get me a white tag. I don't know the nickname for this car. I'm thinking of White Shadow or Panda. Probably White Shadow. And White Shadow's from Turbo. That little kids cartoon on Netflix. Me and my boys, we love that show. So I think I might call this girl White Shadow. But anyways, there's a couple things I like. Trunk is kind of full, so don't judge me if I can get to it. There's a button underneath here for the trunk. It's right there. Of course, you got your backup camera, and you got actual key option. One thing I like about the trunk is these. They actually cover that up. I mean, when you actually just take the time and do things right, people will like it. It's got a big trunk. I've already got stuff in it, speaker, knickknacks. Always keep tools on me, regardless. Brand new car, I'm still keeping tools. It's just the mechanic in me. And it feels solid. Couple things that I did like, they didn't even tell me about the car. If I wanted to lock the car, there's two buttons right there. You just press that button, you can lock it. Or if you want to unlock the car on the inside, you just put your hand inside and the car will automatically unlock. Ooh, there's still some blue on this car. I just got finished washing it, so I might have to grab a towel and go over this car. I don't want no stains on it. Oh, sure it is. Got some blue all over this car. Okay. It's got mud flaps on it, which I do like. I just like the accents, everything that accents very well. The black, it's just a really nice car. It's not too flashy, but it definitely turns heads. So that's what I like. I like something that's going to turn heads, but sometimes be subtle. It's like I don't know. It's just a really, really nice car, and I'm really happy that I got it. All glory to God. I came from a bucket. My first car was a 1991 Chevy Beretta GT. And I've never been able to own a new car on my own. I've either had a co-signer to help me get a car, but eventually I wanted to work up my credit to get my own. I'm going to keep this car for about 2 years, and I am going to get out of it possibly before the warranty's up. And anything that I do suspension wise, I'm going to keep it. Matter of fact, I have the stock suspension for the Corolla I need to take back up there. Oh yeah, fun fact. So a guy at my job was looking for a car. He was going up to the same dealership I got this car from, and they already had my Corolla for sale. Now remember, they took 10 for it. They sold it, or they're selling it for 13.5. And because I like to keep my vehicles clean, they literally already had the car ready to be flipped a couple days later. Because one thing I would always suggest, if you're going to trade in your car, make sure it looks as perfect as possible, because they will try to nitpick the heck out of it. Take the time, take it to the dealership, or not a dealership, but take it to either a car wash or take it to a detail shop and have that mug looking as clean as possible, because you want to be able to present your best if you're trading in a vehicle, especially if you're already making payments on it. Make it look just as new, because if I ever trade this car in, it's going to look as much as new as possible. And I would highly suggest that you guys do the same when it comes to trading in a vehicle. So anyways, this has been a regular average Joe's owner's review of the 2018 Camry, and I hope that you like it. If you decide to get one, you know, congratulations. Make sure you have money for that tag, because my tag's gonna cost about $1,300. So a lot of grinding, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, all things work good for the glory of God. So I'm happy about that. So any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them as quickly as I could. All right, y'all. Peace.